All right, I am working on some nice big updates to the Liebherr LTM 11200. You can see them here. You've got a T3Y along behind it a T7Y. I'm going to create a series of videos to show you all the different features and how to use them. Today we're going to be covering the controls and where to find them, as well as the interactive controls. All right, so if you go hit escape, go into home, go into your controls, you need to scroll down until you find the Liebherr LTM 11209.1 section. You'll find it both for your keyboard as well as your gaming pad. If you don't see it there, look into the Terex 5500. So if you have both, you might find these controls there. But what we'll do is we'll go over each one of these controls so you can see what it does and how it works. So first we're going to get into the T3. So here we are inside the T3, and we're going to show the axles raising and lowering. Make sure you do have to select chassis control group 1, and you can raise and lower the axles. You get a little bit more ground clearance, but then also help get the weight off of the wheels and onto the outriggers. Hey! Enough! All right, the next control is slew control, and so that's going to move the superstructure left and right on a vertical axis. Next is your boom, and that is going to lower or raise the boom. If you are looking to extend out the telescopic boom, you will have to use IC nodes, as you can see here on the left-hand side of the screen, and you'll also see animations showing what is actually occurring with the boom. You can extend them 100% or 50% for each section, and I've got more detail in the extending the telescopic boom section. The IC nodes on the right hand side are for controlling the cab, with the IC nodes on the left display being for the telescopic boom. All right, we're going to go all the way up to the top. The next controls are for raising and lowering the hook. So you have both winch 1 hook and winch 2 hook. It depends on which one you've selected, which one will actually raise or lower that particular section. Typically, you use a the stronger winch is winch 1, and so you'll have the more lines on winch 1. You also have a hook rotate. Sadly, in this image, it's not showing it, but the hook rotate will rotate the hook. If you have multiple hooks, you will have to select the hook that you want to rotate to enable it to rotate. Otherwise, you'll be able to rotate the hook from the chassis control group 2. Next control is the Y guy system, so it allows you to lower and raise it, as well as bring the arms in and bring the arms out. So you can manually position them at the spot needed. Next control is the boom support legs, and what that's going to do is going to manually extend out the legs. It looks a little weird here, but that's just because where I've got them, and you'll see more detail on that in the boom prep section. So here you can see they're extending down and then going back up, and they're manually, that way you can adjust where the boom sits as far as height when the support legs are out. Next is the pins. So each attachable port has a pin that allows you to insert the pin or remove it. You will not be able to detach a part if the pins are inserted. So this helps you from accidentally detaching components. All right, so inside the next section is the switch from the luffing jib to the hydraulic jib. With this, it's so that the luffing jib has a lot greater angle that it can be used at, or for raising, whereas the hydraulic jib is limited to 60 degrees. The luffing jib can go almost 180. It's like 160 degrees all the way around. Um, but that's because it's being controlled by the luffing winch. So it uses winch lines and not the hydraulic cylinders that the hydraulic jib does. And the controls on the right hand side of the display, the right display, are for the cab, and then what you see there, that little thing, is a leveling tool, and then you have IC nodes all over. So you have IC nodes to close and open the doors, open that little hatch. You find an IC node on the back of the ladder. It's a little difficult to get to, but that will put the ladder in place so that you can get up and down without having to lower the cab. You can also extend out using the bottom one, and that here it's just impacting the ground because of the angle that we're at. And then you can raise it from the bottom. You have IC nodes here, so you've got IC nodes to put the platform out, put the guardrail out, put the heavy back. You have IC nodes to pull the hydraulic cylinder out for the pin, as well as pull the, let me do that, as well as pull the pin out and put the pin back in. You have IC nodes on the ballast tray for extending the little arms, as well as selecting ballast on the ballast tray. It can use manual as well. You also have IC nodes to rotate the feet on the outriggers so that they're not at a certain angle. You also have IC nodes here that way you can install the ballast on the rear. What that does is it gets the fenders out of the way for the ballast tray because it goes right up against and it gives you clearance. You have two IC nodes back here for platforms that go on the side of the superstructure, still on the chassis. These IC nodes can control the cab from the exterior. And then you have the same IC nodes for the items over on this side as well. IC node on the outrigger. And that's pretty much it for the chassis. You will have a lot of IC nodes on the boom when you're assembling the boom. That will help you attach the Y-guy anchors to various places, as well as attach the hook, get the hook point set up for attaching the hook. We'll go into a little bit more detail into that in another video. All right. Next video, we'll be setting up the chassis outriggers.